Hey, I just made a vlog, but I wanted to do this one because I remembered what I wanted to talk about. Don't say anything about the hat. Okay, so, how am I here? What I wanted to talk about. This is homecoming week, so there's themes every day. And, yesterday was class color day, but today I wanted to talk about this was farmer day. I'm not a farmer, but I think people who might find it offensive that, that people make stereotypes. Just like during Sadie's week, they do Nerd Day. Except they can't even call it Nerd Day or else the school wouldn't let them have it, so they call it Scholar Day. But it's Nerd Day. I don't think it's right having stereotype days. Because, it is stereotyped. Yes, I dressed up for Farmer Day. And feel free to make fun of me. I got my shirt tucked in. And I'm sorry, my shirt looks horrible tucked in. And my plaid shirt and my hat. And I know, I look pretty stupid. And anyone who's a farmer probably is either laughing at me or feels offended. And I'm sorry. I don't think it's right that they should have these days. I think it's cool. Tomorrow's 60 decade day. Freshmen are 50s, sophomores 60s, so I'm going to dress like a hippie. 70s are juniors and seniors are 80s. That's cool. Or Thursday are like costume days. Or like Friday, of course, is Spirit Day. But it's like, I don't think they should do these like Farmer Day or Nerd Day because if some people really dress like this because that's who they are. It's like, or there's some kids, they're wearing, like overalls and their pants cuffed up. It's like, I don't think you should be fitting the stereotypes. I mean, you're not gonna say, what are we gonna do? I don't know, but I'm trying to think of something else. What's another stereotype? But it's like, you're not gonna pick another stereotype and say, let's all dress like this, because there's some people don't talk about. But you're picking something like a nerd. Come on. The word nerd, just in general, is offensive. But the fact that they changed it to Scholar Day just to get away with it, I just think it's pathetic and it sickens me. And that's how I kind of feel with the Farmer Day. I know it's not as extreme, and kids, just think it's fun. Hey, it's Farmer Day. But you know what? I don't know. I debated whether I was going to dress up for this just because of that. I hope if you dress like this or if you're a farmer, you don't feel offended by this. And I'd like to apologize for all those people who dress up based on stereotypes, when they want to dress up like something. You're not going to say, I'm trying to think. But I just don't think it's right doing this. And especially when it's school. It's not like kids are deciding to wear this to school. It's the school, sanction. There's a certain point where you gotta say, like last year in social studies, the rights of people are diminished when they're at school just because it affects the rights of others. Well, you can't just. The school is saying this is okay. Dressing up for Nerd Day. Oh, I gotta button up my shirt and tuck in my shirt and dress up for Nerd Day. They're saying this is okay. But it's not. And unless the entire school every kid at this school is 100% on board with this, like they're okay with it. They can't seriously do this, can they? I don't think it's right. My dad told me about a teacher at his school, an art teacher, who was upset by Nerd Day and was talking about you wouldn't pick something else like Gay and Lesbian Day and say, let's all dress up like we're gay or something. You wouldn't say that. And so you know what this teacher did? They said, well, on Nerd Day, I'm going to have Jock Day. And they dressed up like they're a jock. You can't just pick a stereotype and say, I'm going to dress up like this. Because you can't label someone. It's just not right to label someone. And that's how I feel. My style, I'm sorry, I'm gonna untuck my shirt. I hate tucking in my shirt, because, yeah. Um, but you just can't label someone and say this is how this person fits. I was just talking to my friends the other day on Facebook. I'm like, how would you describe me? Some kids are like, um, I don't know how I would just, you've got goth, you've got preppy, you've got emo, you've got, you know, geeky. But I hate these stereotypes because, there's just people that don't fit, Someone, I've been described as a classic rock hipster or musician. But I don't care how you describe me. I am Vicky. That's who I am. I'm Vicky. I've got other nicknames too. You can call me by my nicknames. I've got a friend who used to call me Spaz 12 because I'm a spaz, and when I met that kid, we were playing Black Ops. Well, I was at a friend's house and we were playing Black Ops, so they called me Spaz 12. Or I've got a friend who called me Eggnog Shake. I don't want to explain that. Don't worry, it just has to do with my name, and I don't want to give away my last name and everything on YouTube. But or there was, I don't know. I've got friends that call me Mom. I've got, I used to have friends that call me Spaz. Um, I had a couple nicknames in middle school that I had come up with that I'm not gonna repeat because they were very immature. Then there's other nicknames that I'm not gonna repeat. But you can call me by my name. You can call me Vicky. You can call me Vic. If you want to bug me, you can call me Victoria. But I don't care. That's my name. It's who I am. Call me Vicky. Call me Vic. You know, if you really want, call me Gibson SG Standard 829. But don't classify me under a group. Don't say, Vicky, you're a nerd, or Vicky, you look like you're dressed you're goth. It's, if you want to classify yourself, that's one thing. But if you want to say that person's a nerd, that does that mean everything in the stereotype applies to them? I wrote an essay on stereotypes in 8th grade, and the last line I said, stereotypes are the generalizations the human mind makes to help oneself understand the complexity of society. Yes, that was the last sentence in that essay. And I think I got an A on that essay because I discussed how sometimes they're helpful. Yes, they help you kind of scope out where you fit in. But it's not right to expect someone to be some way based on a stereotype. I'm sorry, I'm kind of going on a rant here. And I think I'm going to title this Stereotype Rant because it just makes me angry that people, just base everything on stereotypes. I've got hat hair from that hat. But it just bugs me so much. Don't base yourself on what other people want you to be. Be who you are, how your heart tells you. I'm Vicky, or I'm Vic, or I'm whatever you want to call me. My brother occasionally calls me Vic. My parents occasionally, hey Vic, kind of just, but you can be who you want to be. Don't let people tell you you'll never do this because you're this. Be who you are. And only you know in your heart. Here's my heart. um, who you are. Follow your heart. Let your soul tell you where you want to go. And just shoot for the stars. I feel so cheesy, but now I'm trying to wrap up this rant. Just be who you are. Don't let a stereotype that someone, puts on you, labels you. Don't let someone label you. If someone labels you and you don't like that label, prove them wrong. Just have confidence in who you are. Say, this is me. And you know what? You can do anything, man. It's just, I really look up to people who just, have this presence. Not that they're mean. I mean, people who are cocky. There's people who give off an insecurity by showing fake confidence. But just stand there and say, this is who I am. If you have a problem with it, it's your problem. I'm happy with who I am. And that's all there is to it. Just be happy with who you are. And don't let your insecurities, let the world see your insecurities. Laugh at your own insecurities, but be confident in yourself. Know who you are. Know your strengths and weaknesses and take advantage of your strengths. Because I can't stand anything more than people who are insecure, who then take that insecurity and turn it into, being mean to someone or putting people down. Or I know I sound like a hypocrite to my friends, but I tease my friends all the time. But don't let your insecurity turn into something. Don't let it turn into a monster and a bully. Don't let it turn into someone who's cocky or snarky or just be you. And if you're an insecure person, fight that insecurity and try to, find something that makes you secure. I found security in my music. And that's all, you really should do. Find something you love and be who you are. Don't let stereotypes tell you who you are. Only you know who you are. Someone who uses stereotype to describe you has no idea who you are. And I'm gonna end this rant with